Так, ну что, можно почти сразу начинать, я думаю. Точно вспомнил, надо вот так сделать. Так вот. Так. Что-то сразу. Сейчас надо, наверное... Сейчас я все сделаю просто. О, норм. Хор, который можете подойти некоторым игрокам. Полный список предупреждений размещен на сайте. Игра содержит эффекты мерцания картинки. Желательно снарядиться, отличить их предпочтений. Хрен с вами. Что бы ни таилось во тьме, наберите храбрости и доведите дело до конца. Здесь нет ранних концовок, нет неправильных решений. Есть только свежие ракурсы и новые начинания. Это история о любви. Это все замечательно, хочу полный экран. Ой. Ой. Это на РНП сделано, да? Как сделать изменение шрифта? Это сейчас замечательно, как мне полный экран сделать? Вот. Смог. Видите? Да, нормально. Легко, возможно, чуть-чуть пониже, поменьше сделаю. Так, доброе время суток, меня зовут Орехенсон. Сегодня мы будем играть в Slay the Princess. Так, надо музыку пониже сделать. Я вообще ничего не знаю об игре, но мне ее когда-то рекомендовали. Понятно. То есть звук музыки сделать ниже нельзя. Придется микшер открывать. Неприятненько. Так у меня на 46 херачит. Естественно, мне громко. Да, вроде сейчас хорошо. Да, вот так вот. Давайте начинать прохождение. Новая игра. Глава 1. Герой и принцесса.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Тогда мне, получается, озвучивать не надо. О, прикольно. Ой, могу сразу вот так сделать. О, вот здесь сюда стейки. Кипение линии.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Я не хочу конец света. Ой, я могу выбирать. Конец света? О чем это ты? А ты не думаешь, что она хочет уничтожить мир из-за того, что я держу в подвале? Она считает, что этот процесс плохо. А кто-нибудь другой не может этим заняться? Даже не думай, я не стану этого делать. А вдруг я хочу, чтобы мир пришел конец? Ты об этом не думал? Мне положено за это какая-нибудь награда? Ладно, спасите за поддержку. Славненько, давно мечтал прибить кого-нибудь голубых кровей. Viva la Revolution. Молча отправиться к избушке, развернуться и уйти. Я могу развернуться и уйти?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Ебать, тут вариантов. Я молча.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Это мне напоминает Стэнли Парабл, но в формате визуальной новеллы. Это очень прикольно.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Я молча буду ходить. Я вообще даже участвовать в этом не буду.
Silence is deafening. But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes, glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Та же избушка.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Глава вторая, незнакомка.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Интересно, какого мира? Пока что нам не говорят, но, возможно, это буквально конец света. Возможно, это как в Донни Дарко, в моем любимом фильме, личный конец света. Ну, поживем, увидим. Нифига тут опции.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Да, я выбрал типа то, что... Кстати, я знаете, что понял? Я думаю, можно сделать как-то вот так вот. Потому что... Хотя... Я не знаю просто, куда даже чат девать. Ну, пусть будет так. Хотя нет, погоди. Сейчас вообще вырубить меня, все равно типа никто не пишет. А, хотя пусть будет. Просто там опция диалога Да, вот там вот, поэтому... Вот.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Это смесь диска Элизиума, визуальных новелл и Стэнли Парабл. Это очень интересная игра на самом деле. Реально интересно. Меня реально заинтриговало, и вариантов много.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning
Я солгал.
before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Я направился в избушку.
The cabin interior is wrong.
Я не буду
A
озвучивать.
confusing
Озвучка
patchwork
есть.
of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Мне кажется, зря я бунтовал сначала. Надо было просто по сюжету идти, как в Стэнли Парабл. И уже это отвлечение, когда смотришь, это более интересно.
You can't just say that.
Ну ладно,
when
пойдем так.
everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Че за дисколлизия начался просто... Я подумал, что это символ бунта зеркала, но оно ни к чему не привело. Спущусь в подвал. Ладно, возьму клинок, наверное.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice. You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
На дисколлизию просто начался. Че происходит? Я не понимаю, с кем они общаются, герои?
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Я хочу выбросить.
Yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
У меня ощущение, будто герой монстр, и просто он плохой, и мы за злодея играем. Но я пока не уверен, я гадаю.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Давайте справа.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down.
А чё он это не озвучил? Ладно.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all.
Привет, Юля.
Soon enough,
Давно
you're
тебя не
fighting just to
видел.
keep your knees from
Я
sinking out
покажу
of sight.
игрушку. У меня все хорошо. Покажу классную игрушку, которую мне рекомендовали подписчики.
The
Мне
softness
понравится.
threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence.
Рад тебя видеть.
It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Рад тебя видеть.
And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described
Пожалуй, на
as...
стрим,
Are
как
you
говорится.
okay?
Циск.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Давали экзамены, но они мне только предстоят. У меня сейчас практика будет. Но в целом, да, у меня ноябрь, сессию закрываю. Я вроде все потихоньку закрываю, все хорошо. А экзамены, которые старые, ну да, я все сдал, я первый курс магистра, у меня все хорошо. Так. Как тебя зовут? Не знаю. Понять бы, идет стрим или нет, надо сейчас открыть. Если завершился на зону, трансляцию сделать. Давай стрим идет. Да, все идет. Да, все. Извиняюсь, я на секунду не выпал. Так, кстати, я на секунду отвлекусь. Я ответил. Так, ладно. Телефон снова на зарядочку. Спокойнее. Мобильный транслирует. Когда это было вообще? Ну вот, получается, я экзамен сдавал в августе, да. Поступился успешно, лучше всех на бюджет. Радуюсь. Ну ладно, давайте дальше.
Everything you've heard about me is true, and I'm going to lay waste to everything, starting with you.
Шизофреничка.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
Блин, в смысле, как тебя зовут? Мне, ну просто тут была опция диалога, как тебя зовут? Как тебя зовут? Не знаю, мне нравится говорить это почему-то. Я вспоминаю просто видос с очень толстый кот спит на лавочке, к ней девушка подходит и говорит, как тебя зовут?
Does it
Ты не
matter?
кусаешься?
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
А тут почему это одно и то же? Тут баг, видите?
Wait, that's not right.
Вот, он даже
Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Я выбрал, ты только что все уничтожил, я не буду тебя возвращать. О, мне ачивку дали. Иллюзия выбора, когда возможно все, ничто невозможно. Но ты не узнаешь, услышал ли она твой ответ. Она исчезла, и на ее месте появилось нечто иное.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Расскажи, как попал.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? What are we supposed to do now? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Наушники лагают, это звук в игре лагает. Вроде 4 утра. У меня пораньше немножко.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Ты подходишь к зеркалу. Ты протягиваешь руку в тишине. Они исчезли, но зеркало осталось. Пришла пора в него взглянуть. Тело. Это ты. Ты один в пустоте. Здесь так тихо. Направиться в избушку. Ты в избушке. Кондитерской.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Ссоры затихли, у меня мозг сломался от этого психодела. Это все за 1 минуту произошло? Ну да. Что это такое? Ты принцесса?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Но ты всегда была принцессой или она просто часть тебя?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Что это такое?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
А кто я, по-твоему?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Ты знаешь рассказчика?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Я уничтожу свое тело. Ты собираешь волю, чтобы покончить с собой, но когда оно проникает в пространство, где должно находиться твое тело, ты совершенно ничего не ощущаешь. Одна из множества рук перед тобой тянется вперед и нежно касается твоей щеки.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
И что дальше?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Как жизнь, только более подробно, чем все окей. Если подробно. Ну, получается, я поступил на педагогику в сфере культуры и искусства. Вот более-менее учусь, вроде получается. День рождения недавно был, 30 сентября. Отмечал с друзьями старыми, одноклассниками, подругой лучше. Познакомился с девушкой и более-менее на мой день рождения мы стали встречаться. У меня девушка появилась, которую очень сильно люблю. И она стала фанаткой гроба. Она буквально сейчас проходит и... Ну да, она буквально сейчас 2-й эпизод гроба проходит. Хотя я наставил на то, чтобы она поспала, но я сам не сплю. У нас завтра свидание. Так что вот, с прошедшим. Спасибо большое. Мне 22 годика теперь. Так что, ну, это, по крайней мере, то, что я могу рассказать. Вот это побольше, чем все окей, но я правда... У меня все хорошо.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Спасибо. Тебе тоже. Я тебе не ей. Меня послали покончить с принцессой, чтобы она не уничтожила мир. Если тебе помогут, ты его уничтожишь?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Что ты сделаешь, если я тебе помогу?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Flickers. Подари мне забвение.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Глаза темнеют, ты умираешь. Это было неожиданно. Передай ей незнакомку. Ярко цветное сердце, ачивка.
You're on a path in the woods,
Понимаешь, когда берешь
and at the
прямо
end of
начало
that
игры
path
слезы принцессы.
is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
И
If
мне
you
нравится тот
don't,
факт, что я тебя поздравляю
it
через
will be
месяц,
the
чуть тебя
end
поздал.
of the
Нормально. Опять же, у меня телеграм-канал есть, если надо, там следи за моей жизнью. Знакомый зелки может пропускать даже на который... Неважно. Но ведь считаешь, что убивает процесс плохо. Да? Давайте вот нормально отыграем. А не, конец света о чем?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Давайте по-классически отыграем. Убьем ее. Как процесс, который сидит в подвале, может вызвать конец света.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Ты думаешь, может этим
Oh,
заняться?
if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Какие-нибудь доказательства у тебя имеются?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
А ты не думал, что она хочет уничтожить мир из-за того, что я держишь в подвале?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Не знаю, мне 22, если твоему брату 22, то да и я ровесник твоего брата. Но я сомневаюсь, что я твой брат, потому что у меня нет сестры. Как минимум.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Хотя, опять же... Хотя, казалось бы, я игру прохожу, вроде, по идее, должна была быть, но...
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end. And then it's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Но ведь считаешь, что убивать процесс плохо?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Товарищи, пролетарии всех стран, соединяйтесь. Даже не думай, ладно, погоди. Я вдруг хочу, чтобы мир пришел конец.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Мне положена какая-нибудь награда?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Что за награду я получу?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Окей. Давай так, я зайду в избушку, поговорю с ней. Если она и правда такая ужасная, как ты распишешь, тогда возможно, я с ней покончу. Но пока я с ней ничего не лично не пообщаюсь, вообще ничего не буду.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder
Ну
it'll
да,
be to pull yourself
более-менее
out.
вроде здоров.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Недавно, кстати, опять же, обзор на 3-й эпизод Гроба сделал небольшой. Ну, не самый
You
крутой,
make your
но
way up the
нормально.
short path to the cabin. You'll find the
Я
princess
заболел.
within.
Ну, выздоравливай, Юль.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Тут одна опция.
The interior of the cabin is all the blade is your implement.
Блин,
You'll
с
need
чем?
it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The
Да,
door
без
to the
проблем.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Я спускаюсь дальше.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Она какая-то повелительная. Она не слабенькая. Так ты мне скажи, тебе надо вкинуть в эту игру? Так ты мне скажи, тебе надо вникнуть в эту игру, а то у меня рот не закроется. Это нормально, я более-менее вникаю, я способен отвечать, это работа с чатом. Почему нет? Пиши, я буду общаться с тобой и играть.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Я просто хочу поговорить.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can
Ты не
chat.
диктуешь условия.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Я клинок сожму.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Какое любимое время года? Лето, наверное. Летом спокойно. Можно отдохнуть, загорать. Не замерзая, не умирая от холода. Спокойно валяюсь в комнате и никого не
You
трогаю.
step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Мы можем просто
You're
поговорить?
so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
Я не брошу клинок.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Трудно с тобой, женщина. Я не буду отпускать клинок и прищурившись посмотреть на нее. Любимая еда. Я итальянец, я люблю пиццу, макароны, видно. Ну, мясо, наверное, очень сильно люблю. Говядину, курицу. Я мясоед, вообще не веган.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Я еще сильнее
You
прищурюсь.
squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to.
Ладно, я покончу с ней.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Покончу с ней.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Вторая часть. Вечный враг.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Я умер, что я здесь
I
делаю?
can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Не хочу тебя как-то беспокоить, но когда у тебя опять полетел момент. Да, заметно. Эх, не знаю даже, что делать. Да, заметно. Да я думаю, наверное, стрим тогда закончу. Я, в принципе, не знаю. Но я сейчас тогда вот так вот сделаю.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe
Я просто выйду из игры. Странно, но когда я завершил игру, у меня нормально все стало. Но если хочешь, опять же, можешь спросить что-то. ВТОлогия вообще-то, ну ладно. Про время года я говорил, что лето, а любимая еда, я люблю выпечку, макароны, пиццы, все дела, но также очень сильно люблю мясо. Вот я это отвечал. Есть что-нибудь еще, пока я стрим не завершил? Могу еще на пару вопросов, наверное, ответить. А если ничего не удастся сделать, то спокойной ночи. Но я вот вроде сделал, вроде стрим более-менее образовался. Ну что, я тогда заканчиваю, раз вопросов нету. Пипец, там 120, там 131 ачивка в этой игре, вы угораете? Тут, походу, прикол игры в вариативности. Можно, кстати, да, пока что вот так вот сделать. Прикольно. Вариативная игрушка. Ладно, спокойно. Ну ладно, тогда в следующий раз